Hello guys, I hope you're doing okay. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a very impromptu one because I literally have just got back from doing the Tesco click and collect, and I laid everything out ready to put it away, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to film this and share what I get on like a weekly shop type shop. So I do usually go for HelloFresh during the week. We have got some HelloFresh meals, but we've only got 3 this week rather than like the 4 weeks worth. So I have actually had to like think of some meals and things like that. So I thought I would share basically everything that I picked up from Tesco, including like breakfasts, lunches, snacks, like literally everything I picked up. So this entire shop came to £65, including 3 packs of nappies, like the 34 nappy packs, if that makes sense, and some nappy sacks as well, but I've already put those away. So I get George's nappies from Tesco on the food shop, same as all the food, but they're the only things that aren't going to be in this video. But I'm going to show you everything, and then I'm going to get the stuff in the fridge. I've kind of put it in an order, but I'm probably not going to make total sense. Like, everyone's logic is so different, isn't it? But you'll definitely see, like, my shop has changed from what I usually would have gotten to now because of just the sheer price of things, and I'm definitely buying more things in bulk and things that are cheaper, like tin things, and yeah, my lunch choices are definitely more simple, staple like cupboard stuff than trying to do something more complex. Firstly for time and also just because the sheer price of things at the moment, as I said. So anyway, let's get into it. There are some things I don't scrape on, and there are some things I definitely do, and I feel like I found the things that I'm willing to pay an extra amount for versus the things that I'm definitely not willing to pay for. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so starting off on this end, we've got milks. So I go for oat milk and I go for semi-skimmed milk. We used to also get a full fat milk for George, but he doesn't really often have milk, and when he does, I give him oat milk. So I actually picked up 2 oat milks. I didn't mean to do this. This is the joys of click and collect. But these were both on offer, so I wanted to try them to see which one I liked better. I usually get this one, but we actually had that one last week because it was on offer as well. So yeah, I just wanted to try these. I have these in my coffee. Ash has this in coffee. I sometimes have it in porridge because it's really nice and creamy. Sometimes again in like hot chocolates and things like that. I just really like oat milk, to be honest. I feel like it's a really nice creamy alternative to like milk. And then I also got just semi-skimmed for teas and cereal and all that good stuff. So that's the milk situation. And then moving on to like the fresh stuff, so I got an avocado. I always pick up an avocado because I feel like it's a really easy thing to just cut up and have on a bit of toast, and it's like something more interesting than toast, and you get all like the nice fats and things that you need from like the good fats, not saturated fats, from avocado. And I always just pick up one. They're not too expensive when you just buy it like that, so that's good. And then also got 4 peppers, 2 for cooking and 2 for snacks, because George is obsessed with peppers, and there's like a pepper shortage or something at the moment, so I was really happy to like pick up some nice red peppers. Like I said, George just literally has these in strips and eats them, and I'm like amazed that he will just do that. So I'm definitely trying to lap that up and give him as much of that as possible. And then I also just got some because I like putting peppers in things, like pretty much anything. I roast peppers along with like tomatoes and other things, and I just think that they're a really good like bulkier piece that you can put into meals, and they pretty much, like for me, like I put peppers in loads of stuff, and I feel like it bulks up a meal quite well, really cheaply and tastily. So yeah, that's what I've gone for there. And then I got some tender stem broccoli stems. I love tender stem broccoli. I feel like it's so much nicer than normal broccoli. It looks nice on the plate, and I like to like grill this or put this in the air fryer, and it actually tastes nice as opposed to like just boiled broccoli. I just really like tender stem broccoli, and like I say, I just kind of tend to have this, like I have it with either like salmon or chicken, and just put this in the air fryer, and it just tastes really nice. So yeah, tender stem broccoli always. I actually still have some in the fridge from last week, so I'm probably going to freeze this, and hopefully that will last. And then fruit wise, George is all about the fruit recently in terms of snacks. So I got him some apples, some grapes, some bananas and some easy peelers. That's like the fresh fruit that I got. These is obviously like, to be honest, apples, bananas and oranges. Oh, sugar. Didn't mean to do that. Apples, bananas and oranges we get every single week, and then sometimes treat ourselves to grapes. I know that's ridiculous, but it's like £2 and it's, you know, times are tough, guys. I tend to sometimes use some of the bananas, and I sometimes, if they are starting to go off, mash them up and put them into like pancakes and things for him. So yeah, that's the fruit situation, and none of that ever goes to waste, which I'm really happy about. And then I've also grabbed some frozen blueberries. Got frozen because I tend to use these in porridge at the moment. That's like my go-to breakfast. I have porridge with frozen blueberries, and I obviously put the porridge in the microwave, and by the time the porridge is cooked, the blueberries are defrosted. Sorry if I'm talking so quickly, I need to get to work, but I wanted to film this video. So yeah, I got the frozen blueberries as well, so I put those in the freezer, and yeah, and they're a lot cheaper getting them frozen than they are if you get them fresh, and I'm not going to eat them like just like that. I put them in things, and they're really good for like, I don't know, things like putting them in smoothies and things would also be a really great idea. But like, yeah, the frozen fruit I think is a really good thing if you're putting it into something. I also put those into pancakes for George sometimes as well. And then sort of, this is all like fridge stuff, I guess. So I grabbed some fresh pasta because this is a really, really easy lunchtime thing for me. So I tend to have this, it literally takes 3 minutes to boil, to cook on the boil, and I tend to have like half a pack for lunch. And then another half a pack for another lunch at another time, and I either put like grated cheese on that, or I sometimes put like pesto on that. I grabbed some red pesto as well, or even just like some chopped up tomatoes or something like that. Really, really easy. This one's the spinach and ricotta tortellini. There's loads of different ones, but yeah, I think that's a really good lunchtime thing for me, especially when I'm working from home. Quickly make that and then I can get back to work. I also grabbed some cheese, again for like things like grated on top of the pasta, but also George loves cheese and he has it in sandwiches and toasties, and I have it on top of like jacket potatoes, etc. So yeah, cheese, you can never go wrong, can you? And then I grabbed some feta, or some fake feta, and some baby plum tomatoes. I always do the like viral feta tomato bake, the pasta bake basically, and you literally, it's so easy. Put these on a tray, or I actually do it in the air fryer, but if you don't have an air fryer you can do it in the oven. Put these all on a tray, put the feta in the middle, drizzle a bit of oil on with a bit of like salt and pepper and maybe some basil or something if you've got some in the cupboard. And then once that's cooked, put it on top of your cooked pasta, mix that all together, and it's honestly the most delicious pasta ever, and it's so straightforward. And you can always chuck in some like extra veggies, like I said, with the peppers, or maybe if you've got courgette or any like frozen bits you've got, I always just chuck that all together and it's so delicious. It's a really nice like weekday meal for me and George, I think. And then moving on, I've also grabbed some tzatziki and some hummus. George likes these with his like peppers, or maybe even pita bread and stuff. We've actually got some pita bread in the freezer from last week, so I'm going to get that out to defrost, ready for snacks on the weekend and stuff. So I love just having like a nice selection of like dips in the cupboard, so that I can, you know, like George just loves a dip basically. If there's a dip, he'll have it. And then I've got some butter, some clover buttermilk spread stuff, just for like crumpets and toast, etc. I also grabbed some Liam Perrin's, I can never say this, Worcestershire sauce, I don't know. And that's just for like toast or poached eggs or dippy egg and things like that. We just ran out, so I just topped up on that to have that in the cupboard. That will last us some like months, that will last us. The only reason I got Liam Perrin's instead of the Tesco one is because they were out of stock of the Tesco one. And then moving on to like other like meal bits, I guess. I've got some jacket potatoes, some bacon potatoes. I do have like the actual baked potatoes, like I do those in the air fryer again, lunchtimes. Cheese and beans, cannot go wrong, like absolutely love that. And then also if I just wanted to like have some potato on the side of a meal, for example, I would just cut those up into like kind of tater tot sizes, and then do those in the air fryer or the oven or whatever, as well as like cutting those up into wedges. We do have some potatoes already, but I just wanted to top up just in case. I'm just using potatoes a lot because they're a really cheap and filling thing, I guess. And then I also grabbed some basmati rice. That's super easy, obviously, to just have rice on the side of stuff. But equally, Ash does a really good egg fried rice, and that's actually why I've got loads of eggs because I really want him to do egg fried rice this weekend. Again, just chucking in all the veg that you can. Egg fried rice is just such a good, like really filling and delicious meal, and even a side, whatever you want to have it as. But sometimes we just have like chicken egg fried rice or something, and it's just delicious. He is really, really good at it. I wouldn't know how to do it, but he basically boils the rice, cooks the rice, and then dries it out on a sheet, instead of like, it's not wet then, so the rice is dry, and then he puts it into a frying pan with the egg, and some other stuff, I don't know, like oil and salt and pepper and all the veg and stuff, and then like basically mixes it all in until it's like all nice and combined, and it's just delicious. So I'm hoping he's going to do that for me this weekend. And then I also grabbed some oil just because we were running out. We tend to just cook with vegetable oil or sunflower oil. We do have olive oil, but we don't tend to use it as much as this because it's obviously got like a higher, what's the word, like it's a higher temperature that before it burns basically, and the kind of cooking we do, that tends to work best for us. And I just grabbed some bread. This is like the standard bread they get, like the multi-seed bread, just honestly for toasts, toasties, and just like sandwiches and stuff for George. I also grabbed some saurine. This is I didn't actually mean to get this one. I normally get the individual saurines, the little ones. Actually, this worked out a lot cheaper, which is probably why I went for it. This is just like a whole loaf, and then you just can cut it up as you need to. So I grabbed that, obviously, for snacks. This is when George asked for cake. This is what I give him. So he thinks that saurine is cake, malt loaf. I mean, I kind of get where he's coming from, but still. And then this is like the breakfast area. So I've got a couple of pancakes just for like, if I can't be bothered to make pancakes in the morning, which I do try and make like pancakes with the bananas and the oats. So I actually bought some oats as well. And like mash that all up and put the blueberries in and stuff. But in some mornings when George is just like starving for some reason, I can just like give him a pancake or some toast, something like that. It's nice to have these things on hand, I think. So yeah, I also grabbed the porridge oats. Like I said, I honestly get one of these a week, and it's like a big bag, like it's really huge. And these are really, really affordable. They're like 70p or something for a huge bag of oats. They're nothing special, but they're literally like porridge oats are porridge oats, aren't they? So I actually eat porridge pretty much every day. I also use the porridge oats for like the pancakes. So I do the mashed up banana, the porridge oats, mix that all together, and I think a little bit of milk as well, like, and it goes a really long way, and it's a really, really nice pancakey type thing, even though it's actually just like a posh porridge, like fried. But yeah, I really love porridge oats, and I think they are a great like substitute instead of flour sometimes. So I grabbed those. I also grabbed some sultanas. This, like, obviously Growers Harvest is like the cheaper version, like not the Tesco one, but the Growers Harvest ones are even cheaper. So I grabbed the sultanas just for like, I do sometimes give just George a few raisins or sultanas like as a snack, or again to go inside things. If I ever make oatmeal and raisin cookies, I always use like these two, and they honestly turn out so nice, so delicious, and they're so cheap to make. So yeah, it's always good to have these kind of things in, I think. I have grabbed these Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Raisin Bakes because every single week since I've been pregnant, I just have these because sometimes I just need something sweet, or I need something, I don't know, to like curb my sickness or something, and I've just grabbed these. Like every single week. It's just a habit now. They are a little bit expensive. Sometimes they're on offer, but when they're not on offer, they're like £2.50, which is normally more than I'd spend on something like this. But they're just so easy and quick to get, and I'm just cutting myself some slack in terms of what I'm eating. And I prefer the raisin ones to the chocolate ones, but they also do chocolate as well. And then I'm just gonna, oh yeah, so from the bakery I also grabbed just these. I'm such a sucker for these things, these raspberry and white chocolate cookies. I actually really want one now. I just love, like, I've got a massive sweet tooth, and I like limit myself to how much I get snacks wise, but I do absolutely love these cookies just for, yeah, little bits and bobs. I grabbed a load of eggs, like I said, because I'm hoping that Ash will do like egg fried rice. I always do like pancakes and make pancakes with the eggs. We do always do like poached eggs and stuff on the weekend. We always basically run out of eggs, so I grabbed a few of these, and I don't know why some are large and some are medium. I think there's an egg shortage as well, so they just kind of gave me whatever they had, which is fine. And then behind these you'll see that I've grabbed a load of tin tomato soup, and then baked beans as well. So I got 4 lots of baked beans because there was an offer, I think, and then 2 lots of tinned tomato soup. Just because honestly, these are like the cheapest, easiest lunchtime things that I could think of. Like, and when it's freezing cold, there's nothing better than soup and bread, in my opinion, with a load of butter on the bread, and then like cheese and beans on a jacket potato or on toast. It's just so easy. So I just want to have these in the cupboard for, you know, just ease, and like, I just like having these kind of things in there. It's so simple. George also loves beans, so sometimes we do put like some beans on the side of his dinners and something. And then I grabbed a massive thing of Yorkshire tea. You'll see, like, I do go for some branded things, so like the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bars and the Yorkshire tea. Like, I am not scrimping on those things. Whereas on the beans and I wouldn't go for Heinz, for example, on the beans and the tomato soup. I just don't know. That's just like, I know that this tea tastes amazing, and I'm not scrimping on tea. Whereas like these taste fine as well, so I'm happy to, like, you know, I'm saving money there so I can pay out a bit more there, if that makes sense. So yeah, and you'll probably see that throughout. Like, I don't, again, like, I wouldn't normally go for Warburton's pancakes, for example, but they didn't have the, like, Tesco's own ones in stock, so I had to go for that. But like, and the same with the Lee & Perrins. Like, I know that Lee & Perrins is nicer, don't get me wrong, but I would usually go for the Tesco own. So I am quite good normally in terms of like going for the cheaper option where I can, but when it comes to my tea, I'm definitely not scrimping. And then, like I said, we've got our HelloFresh meals here for, yeah, the week. So that is everything that I bought. So like I said, this came to £65, including 2 packs of nappies. You know, I think probably like a year ago, this would have probably come to like £50, maybe less. But, you know, is what it is. That's the sort of way of the world. I'm really lucky because we already had, so this isn't like, obviously you can tell like there's not much meat here. Actually, is there any? I don't think there are any meat products here at all. We actually bought at the beginning of last month, so it's lasted us a long time, a massive thing of like chicken breasts and a massive thing of like salmon fillets. So, and that's the only meat that we've really got in at the moment. Sometimes we get the odd, like, so we get sausages and things like that, but to be honest, and you know, on HelloFresh meals we do have some meat products that come with the HelloFresh, but often we don't buy meat, not least because, you know, we are trying to cut down on meat consumption anyway, just not really like for any other reason than health and things like that, but also it's just so expensive. Like, when you start buying those things, I like to bulk my meals out with like veg and things like that because it's a lot cheaper, not even really for health reasons. Like, I try to just keep the cost of things down a lot. Like, you guys will know from my videos, I tend to try and budget like per month how much we're going to spend on shopping, and we kind of roughly budget about £100 a week for shopping, and that includes nappies and wipes and the HelloFresh as well as the weekly shop. And we are really like pushing that limit at the moment, so I'm really trying to be sensible with what I'm cooking and like batch cooking when we can. So I don't, like, there are some meals in the fridge that I cooked last week, like there's a spaghetti bolognese, and there's also, I think, what else is there, a risotto I think in the freezer that I just cooked too much of, so I put those in the freezer. So if there's a day where we run out of food or I don't want to cook or something like that, a really like easy way, I don't have to go to the shop to buy more food or get a takeaway, that's even worse I guess, I can actually just go into the freezer and defrost that and have that for dinner instead. So that's kind of what I try and do. But yeah, I think that is everything. I'm going to get all this stuff away before it goes off. But yeah, let me know if you liked this video. I really like watching sort of the budget friendly shopping ideas and like food shops and things like that. I really like that. So let me know if you want to see more of that from me, and let me see if you want to like, if you want me to like actually cook some of the meals and things like that. I know I do HelloFresh quite a lot, but when I don't, maybe I could film and like just have ideas as to what you know, meals we could make, because I know it gets a bit boring sometimes having the same thing over and over again. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get all this stuff away and I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye guys.
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.